Welcome to another training session on the Performance Training Center, or PTC. In this session, I'm going to talk to you about user management or managed teams. Once you've logged into the Performance Training Center, go to Manage Teams. And in the Manage Teams section, there's various different buttons to which you'll see across each user. And I'm going to talk about how these buttons are used for clients. The first part to consider is the fact that each member needs to belong to a team. At the top here, you can see that in the Performance by Design team, we have the executive and we have the OG. If, however, I need a new team and the team doesn't exist, I can add a new team by typing in the name and creating the new team here. So now I have an executive, I have OG, and I have test. Now, right now, under the executive, you can see the team members which exist. If I want to change the team to which individuals belong to, so executive here, OG is here, you can see Emil exists, test will have no one. If I want to add someone to the test group, or I want to add someone to the OG group, or I want to remove them from the group, the first part to use here is the edit button on the left-hand side, bottom left-hand side. Now here you can see the user consists of their first name, last name, their email address. You also have the ability to reset the person's email here, or a reset password email will be sent by clicking this button. But changing the team, you can do this by selecting the team to which you want the individual to belong to. So here, if I want them to belong, Adam to belong to OG, I can add him. I can also edit and add him to the test group. And now he belongs to all three groups. If I want to remove him from a specific group, I can remove him. And so in this case here, he will now belong to executive and test. We can go and check this by going along the top again to change the teams. So you see Emil still belongs to OG, and you'll see that Adam actually belongs here or sits in the test group as well as the executive group. I can then remove him from the test group, and then I can actually go into the test group and I can delete the test group entirely. This will not delete the members, it'll just delete the group itself. Underneath the group, or the user administration, you also have these two items here. One is manager checkbox, champion checkbox. The manager checkbox actually means that Adam, if I check this checkbox here, Adam would actually be a team leader in the executive group. This means that he can see the other users, he can administer the other users, and from a reporting perspective, he can see data in relation to all of the other users in the system. The champion checkbox actually gives him full access to the system, also including adjusting settings like the culture code. You don't have to belong to you don't have to be a manager, you don't have to be a champion, you can have both unselected, or you can have one or the other selected here. It does not matter. If I close this down, you have additional buttons at the bottom here. This one is deactivate, and I also want to just go quickly all the way across, and I want to show you this button here called delete. Now, in some instances, clients will be very or expect to be able to keep the data even though someone has left the company. So this is where we have sort of separate options here. If we want to keep the data, let's say, for example, care factor surveys where information has been stored from individuals being sending survey results over a period of time, we want to keep the information there. We can just simply deactivate the user. What will happen now is you'll see that Adam has been removed. However, You can also see this inactive, inactive tab here, and you'll see that Adam exists now in the inactive area. Now, this means that his data will still be reported on. We can see information around him, but he has not been deleted. If I want to reinstate Adam, I can reinstate him by clicking that activation tab. And now he will be reinstated as an active user. However, if I wanted to remove him entirely, I would just click this delete button, which means it will remove all of the underlying data to which Adam has already entered, if he's actually entered any information into the system. Here, I can just view the individual profile of Adam, so I can see all of his profile, the data, his care factor survey results, his personality profile results, and any information that he has consumed in the Institute. Here we have when he was last logged in. So this is just more of a reporting aspect. Here we can actually request the care factor survey from him. And that's pretty much the entirety of actually user administration. If I wanted to add a new user, I can do that at the bottom. So if the person doesn't exist, I can type in their first name, last name, email address. I can select whether they're a manager or they're a champion. I can click the plus symbol and that would add the new user from there. Some reasonable items of troubleshooting really comes down to things like, are the emails arriving at the individual company? And that can be an issue with emails being blocked. Specifically, if we do an upload, a lot of emails are sent in a very short space of time. This can be caught in things like spam filters, which a lot of companies set up. The other thing to consider is just how the emails have been configured. So if I could go and look at here, Adam seems to be typed in correctly. Where we might see issues at times is where in some instances, clients have uploaded the email address in capitals. This can cause problems because the way the system works is realistically every email globally is actually not case sensitive. So what we really want to ensure that is the email address actually is lowercase. And in a lot of instances, when we do save new emails or we upload new users, the system will automatically lower the email address. But in some instances, I've found that for some reason that the emails have still come in with the uppercase there. So just check that. This seems like it's fine. And that's sort of the core of issues I would suggest that we would see around user administration, specifically which groups they belong to, creating new groups. And then obviously the big one is, do I delete the user when they no longer exist at the company, or do I just make them inactive? And that's really a company preference, but it should be discussed with the organization to which we are working with. Thank you.